Final Four recap, live from San Antonio, live from an Airbnb roughly 47 minutes away from the Riverwalk in San Antonio. We're host Greg. It's my co-host Carter. This is our co-host Dion. Producer JK is somewhere around here, somewhere. Good vibes only with Sunday morning. Topo Chicos abound. Should we start with the best game from last night? Should we start with Duke Houston?
Of course we should. Was that the best game?
They were both great games, but that's the game that left a lasting impression on my soul.
Yeah, because it came from a spot where there's a lot of nuggets that came from that game, is what I would say. The ESPN people of the world, the people who tweet out stats and research departments around the world had a good time because uh Man at 7-2 had one rebound in 21 minutes of American basketball play. Man was minus 20 in a 3-point loss. Duke did not secure a defensive rebound with I think the last one was at 5 minutes left in the second half. Up seven with a minute left, all-time Shire choke in front of Coach K, might I add. Coach K is a demon. He's always at every destructful Duke event, I feel like. But yeah, I think one as a Duke team, you got to feel like you obviously let one slip away. And now you have to play the what if game with the greatness that was his Duke team because they were the best team in the sport.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was a little banged up last night. I was listed as questionable for every game. There was a moment in the game I texted G, can we go at the under eight? I'm not sure Duke scored after I sent that text. It was like 59-45. Sent that text, started looking around to see like, can I make my way down the stairs? It was immediately a 2-point game. So I apologize, Duke fans. This one might honestly be on me, but no field goals the last 10:53, I believe it was, or they only had one field goal. The Cooper Flagg three is crazy. Um, Tyrese Proctored, which is tough. And then Man getting benched with like 3 minutes to go from Malik Brown was also a rough look. That was the moment I thought Houston was going to take the game.
I still never had a moment that I thought Houston was going to take the game, to be honest. I'm like we've been to enough of these where it very rarely leaves the game. You're like, how did that happen?
Mhm.
Don't you have that sense though?
I still feel like that right now, and this is the next day
Like
at
I
noon.
I cannot believe Duke will not be playing on Monday. And I think everybody in the building carried a sense of that, which is what made it such a crazy moment because I don't know, just to speak on like the environment of this, it was a pro Houston crowd in general. We called it a pro Duke Final Four because the Duke fans did show out. They traveled like crazy. But this thing happens at the Final Four where like if you're the second game, there's a rooting interest involved. The fans that stick behind from the first game are clearly rooting for the underdog. They're trying to get Houston in the championship game instead of Duke. And even the Auburn fans that stuck around, respectfully, are like, fuck Duke.
Yeah.
So it turned into like a 90%, oh my God, let's get these guys out of here crowd. And I thought you saw for the first time all season, there was a visceral feel of that where like Cooper Flagg, Con Knipple, Tyrese Proctor were looking around like, wait a second, everyone wants us to lose. What do we do? And they just kept waiting for someone to make a play. It felt like Coop took it on. Like, I don't think Coop did anything wrong. He's sensational,
Yeah, he's really good.
but he just didn't make the plays. The shots didn't go in.
Yeah, I also thought that wasn't really an emphasis on getting Coop the ball as much. And I actually saw, I think it was Kevin O'Connor tweeted it last night that one of the areas that Coop was actually struggling with, which I did kind of notice during the game, because he was incredible, but he was struggling to finish at the rim a little bit. He did get a couple of his own back. He didn't just necessarily shoot as well as he could have from 2-point range. Thought he did miss a lot at the rim. I thought that even though Houston doesn't have the, necessarily length or something like that, or the term you would use with that, but I thought he was struggling to finish at the rim a little bit. He was still incredible. I mean, for 30 minutes of this basketball game, I was sitting next to G and I just kept looking over and I was like, Houston just looks like they're struggling all their shots were tough. And credit to LJ Cryer. He was hitting some tough ones, but there was a lot of points in this game where I was just like, Houston can't finish over Duke's length. Like they can't. They're too tall, they're too athletic, they're too good defensively. And
They shot 13 for 39 from two,
and won.
33% from 2-point range.
And they won.
Ridiculous.
It makes no sense. But I mean, I think it's just credit to Houston and what they do. And I don't know if I'd label it as poetic, but all year, the only thing that people could poke fun at or poke holes in this Duke is great theory is late game stuff. And it's not fitting that it ends this way, but like it ends in a late game meltdown.
So I got a problem with that. Can I push back on that?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm defending Duke, but like, did they melt down in this game? Yeah. Am
Yes.
I going to remember this team as like the team that never figured out the late game shit? No, they were never in close games because they're dominant. And guess what? Losing 4 out of your 6 close games isn't a crazy number that says you don't have late games figured out. Like when you're in toss-up games, you lose some. That's how it works. Like I strongly disagree with anyone who's trying to push the narrative that like this team didn't figure out close games. This was a one of one unique situation. You could nitpick the possession where Khan basically had the layup downhill and Coop was standing in the corner. Because you hit me with like 15 seconds on the shot clock and you were like, why doesn't Coop have the ball?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a good point. Probably a great point. But I don't know. I just don't. I feel like this meltdown was very singular and not at all comparable to previous games where Cooper missed a shot or had a
That's
turnover.
fair. Yeah, that's fair. This was just self-inflicted, like not being able to inbound the ball, throwing the ball away. Shout out to Brian Ralph. He pointed out Malik Wilson missed that three. No box out from Connor Coop.
Yeah.
Tugler gets a tip slam. And then
The call was crazy though.
call was crazy. We can talk about that. And then Tyrese Proctor misses the front end of the 1-on-1. And then Juwan Roberts, who probably shoots 60% from the free throw line in his 6 year college basketball, steps up and bangs too when they need it. So, I mean, yeah, Houston's got to feel they feel good, but they definitely have a sense of got to feel fortunate that they made it to this point. And Duke, you are just absolutely kicking yourself. You had it won. You were up 6 with 30 seconds
You were
left.
up 14 most of the game, right? Like,
How did they lose that game?
They were up 9 with what, 2.5, 3 to go after the Coop three?
Yeah.
Can I call Coop and Khan out though for something?
Yeah.
A lot of granite tabletop energy or countertop energy from them yesterday. I noticed it early in the first half. They legitimately looked scared. They looked like they like feared the moment, and I don't blame them. I sent G and Carter text when Houston ran out. The black jerseys were terrifying. But the fact that Coop and Con were also terrified, and it wasn't just me, a little bit of a problem. Like a lot of granite countertop energy from them yesterday. I agree with you. I don't blame Duke the team for their issues, but I will say, Coop, I'm monitoring. You're kind of rough down the stretch of games. I'm monitoring him.
But like, what did he do wrong this game?
I thought he got a really good look coming off the spin, and to leave it short.
Missed it.
Yeah, but it's more so that he
That's
left
a
it
tough
short.
shot.
Yeah, leaving it short though.
And I can't believe he missed it. Like, if he takes that again, I think he makes it.
Yeah, I mean,
We can't be pissed that dude missed a shot. Like,
no, I mean, but
the foul is the thing to gripe with him about.
Coop was great. Coop was great. Coop did miss a lot down the second half. Like he had the corner three, but I want to say
What else did he miss?
He had to shoot below 40% from 2 point range.
He was 8 for 19 in the game.
He missed that tip into, which I do believe was a foul. I don't remember when it was, but
I want to see how many shots Coop missed late. I thought he really just missed the turnaround and wasn't that involved. Which, if you want to criticize him for being uninvolved, fine. But to me, that's on Shire, not him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Coop made 2 free throws with a minute and a half left to push it to 7. Made both. He had the miss on the turnaround. I'm looking for another shot since. He made the 3 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
He did not attempt another shot other than when they were up 4 with 4:40 left. He wasn't missing. He just wasn't involved, which is on Shire. But like, also like there was so much situational shit here. It wasn't even like there were possessions to like run for Coop. Like they were getting sent to the free throw line. They were like just trying to break a press, and it was ending in turnovers before you could even get it to Coop. It was just a weird end game situation. So I would push back strongly if you're trying to like take something away of like, let's watch Coop. That's the best prospect I've ever seen.
Yeah. Did
Ever.
miss the game winner though.
It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.
It was a really tough shot, and I can't believe he missed it. And
Yeah.
if they would have used the same possession, the one that Khan had,
Do you think it was really tough? Oh, it was a great look.
did he really only miss the one shot? Didn't he miss one off the glass, or is that the one from 440?
That might have been for
Was that
440.
from 440?
440 was a missed jumper.
I was shocked he did not make that midi pull because first of all he got away with the hook and he was wide, like he was pretty wide, and to shoot it short there, just
I thought the
tough
fact that we're
luck.
calling that an easy shot's a credit to Coop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like that Shire basically down 15 seconds left, said just ISO that man. Let him figure it out. And by the way, do we dislike that?
I love that.
As long as the ball's in Coop's hands, I don't really care what happened. I would have bet any money if the ball would have been in Khan's hands for some reason. I would have been livid.
I would have preferred they ran a pick and roll to try to get someone switched on to Coop before he gets the ball, but it ending in a Coop ISO is the way it should have ended.
So what's the Duke blame game then? Because I'm hearing mixed signals. You guys are thinking Coop let him down.
I think
I
everybody.
think we're pointing fingers at Shire.
I think everybody. I don't think it can be singularly put. I think everyone contributed. Proctor missed the free throws. Um, Coop missed the shot to go ahead. Sion James couldn't inbound the ball. They were just like I think everyone just kind of played a part in it. To be honest with you,
Okay. I want it on record. I don't blame Coop.
at all.
Like maybe this is my moment attaching myself to Coop for the rest of his career.
I think you said that you were detaching yourself from the brotherhood last night. You're still very
No,
much
I'm
in it.
detaching myself from the red. Coop's out of the Brotherhood now. He's gone.
No, you're always in it.
Well, you're always in it, but
Yeah,
like
For life.
he's not like stuck with him. He's not stuck with Tyrese Proctor.
No, he's stuck.
pretending
He's stuck with the brotherhood. You're still in it. It's okay. You thought you could get rid of it. It's like
He had
this is like
27, 7, and 4.
this is
like,
like
damn, it wasn't good enough.
this is like reintegrating in Severance. You just need some time.
That's so off-brand for you making Severance references that I don't understand.
Well, you called me the fat black guy in there, and I had to watch it after that.
did not do
Yeah, you
that.
called me Dylan.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you sent the video or the picture.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we can revisit.
Okay.
Are we supposed to be sitting tall to short here?
I don't know.
This is a rough end.
I thought this was just like an Oreo setup, to be honest. For the record, my blame Mount Rushmore for Duke is man. Crazy. You can't be called man and not get a rebound in 21 minutes. So
Yeah, Tyler.
yeah, or like yeah, I'm gonna not
Yeah,
say.
good
Yeah.
work.
Yep, thank you.
Mhm.
Yep.
I was underneath like done.
Yep, I know. Yeah. So yeah, come on. He's number one. That was a crazy performance. And it was also like visibly bad.
Yeah, no,
They probably should have gone to Malik Brown earlier.
yeah, or even shit, Big Pat if you really wanted to switch it up. But
Which leads me to my second blame game, Shire.
yeah,
Which has me sick because when they were up 14 in the second half, I premeditated this part. I knew you were going to bring up the Houston black jerseys. I was going to drop a line about, yeah, Houston showed up in their all black, but so did Shire. And it was going to be this big moment. But yeah, Shire's not the one. We kind of called it out in the preseason, and then they were so good during the season that it didn't matter. But I think like a strong takeaway for Duke fans right now should be, I don't know if Shire's the guy.
I mean, but he got him to this point though, the same.
Oh,
token.
yay. He got the most talented team we've seen in 10 years to a Final Four
I'm
where
just
they
saying,
crumbled in historic.
I don't even know why I'm defending Shire here, but if we give Coop a pass, how come Shire doesn't get a little bit of like this team? He was the coach of a
Because I thought
dominant
I
team.
thought everything Shire did in this game was awful. Everything. I thought he was being way too cute with substitutions. He was doing like the line change shit in the first half when they were up 10.
Yeah.
He was bringing 4 guys in at once, playing Caleb Foster minutes. He hasn't played in a month.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing just didn't make
but also
sense.
this is your favorite phrase as well though. Like what I guess okay, I'm fine with like the line change stuff. I think that's fair. Also, like, why can't we trust our graduate student point guard all year to inbound the basketball? Get it in.
Yeah, I don't know that I like Sion on the floor there.
Yeah.
Who would you have had on the floor?
I guess that's fair. I don't know. But at least inbounding the ball to me is crazy.
I think I would have turned to Gillis late in that game, and I would have had Con.
I like that.
And I would have had Con inbound the ball.
Yeah, bring in the drunk.
Kind of like that.
I would have turned to Gillis, and I would have taken man off the court. Even if you have Sion or Sion out there, like I think having Gillis out there is a calming presence for a team that visibly looked scared.
I like that. That's a great answer. We should get him involved in more recaps because I wouldn't have had that ready. That was special. Yeah, so that's my official man. Come on, man. That's our seltzers. Come on, Shire. Tyrese Proctor 3, Sion James 4.
Proctor above Shire for me.
Really?
Yeah. So here's I'm a player blame guy before coaches. If you go 10 and a half minutes without a field goal, like I don't know how much that's Shire's fault. Like there's a lot he could have done differently. I don't feel like he called timeouts when you could visibly see his team needed to come off the floor. But at the same time, I feel like even down the stretch when Houston went on their run, and granted, I was watching from like next door. I was really, but it felt like Duke got better looks than Houston. They just missed shots.
Yeah.
And if you're just gonna miss shots, like it's hard for me to blame Shire with that. I blame Shire more for the way he handled the first half when they went up. I believe it was like 10 or 11. He should have stepped on their neck, and instead he like got cute with the substitutions, like you said. Caleb Foster went out there. Lots of crazy stuff was going on, and then next thing you know, it's a 6 point lead at halftime.
Yeah. All around weird. I think everyone at half felt like Duke was going to separate. Oh, can I get that name tag? I need that. I feel like everybody thought Duke was going to separate because they were getting better shots and they were up 6. And then honestly, credit to Houston because like they made a bunch of threes before it got close to keep it close.
Yeah, I mean, what they shoot 10 for 22 from three?
Yeah.
Best 3-point shooting team in the sport.
Pulling that out while you're unpacking seltzers is crazy. Did I just order 3 seltzers?
No, there's
a big pack. And did you order just like the big, like tall boys?
No.
We might have to go back. You're having a tough DoorDash.
I don't like Texas. It's really tough on me. Do you think that Houston is deserving of being here?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Do you think that this carries a weight of like there's still work to do for Houston? Because I have a theory that this was the elephant and now they're vulnerable.
Yeah, I feel like they played free. They had nothing to lose against Duke, and now they have everything to lose against Florida.
Yeah.
That's true. But okay, but flip side of that, they beat the best team in the sport.
They were very fortunate too.
They were very fortunate too. But it's also
a little bit fortunate to survive Purdue 2 weeks ago, to be honest. A week ago.
Have we seen teams fortunate their way to national titles a lot of times?
Florida also fortunate.
Yeah, Florida fortunate.
Yeah,
it's gonna be an
know.
interesting matchup, though.
I get vibes of the Kentucky 2015 team that lost to Wisconsin, where it was just like, oh my God, Wisconsin's going to do this. They did it, and then they got to the title game and like played a better opponent.
Yeah, is Florida better than Houston? I know you kind of been.
I didn't
you've
think
been down.
so.
You've been down on Florida a little bit.
I didn't think so coming in. I'll just say that I thought Houston could beat Duke. I said that in the preview. They're the only team I thought could beat Duke. But I didn't think it would come this way because they got nothing. Like Duke cut the water off.
Yeah, I mean they had what 20? They scored like what 40 points in the second half, something like that.
They were trying a bunch of like one-legged fadeaways that like I try in men's league that go poorly.
Well, that's because that's the only shots they could get.
That's the only shot.
That is the only shot they could get.
That doesn't make me feel good going into Florida.
No, it doesn't. But Florida can get. Okay, I'll tell you this though. Florida does the too cool thing, the lackadaisical thing. Houston's Jim Nance will be in the crowd. Like it's.
Did you see him crying?
Yeah, they want this.
Yeah, those were special.
Houston fans want this.
Houston fans put on a special performance, especially in the 300 section. I got to give them credit. They went crazy.
All right. Well, I guess we'll do the preview. I don't know. Why do I have a weird taste in my mouth with Houston though?
Because we wanted to really badly.
I think that is it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
You and I were like visibly distraught after the game.
You're right.
And we also had plans to leave, and Duke let us down.
You're right.
Deion had 2 teams with futures to win the national title in the Final Four and leaves the first games going to the championship game with 0.
It's been a rough weekend for the kid.
How will you remember Cooper Flagg as a college basketball player?
One of the best college basketball players of all time.
Cramps.
What does one of mean? Like, give me his exact spot in the list.
Top 10.
Where in the top 10?
If he gets a title, I think he's like.
Well, he's not getting a title.
I'm saying that's the grading scale I was coming from. If he won the title, I probably would have put him one, either him or Anthony Davis. With going out like this, probably put him like 5 or 6.
Who was a better player in a college basketball uniform, Cooper Flagg or Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis, probably.
Yeah, AD.
I think it's
Also,
Coop.
Cart, can you name the other 4 people in your top 5?
Walter Clayton, LJ Cryer.
Let's get to the Florida Auburn recap. Congratulations to Houston, Duke. I can't believe I trusted you. We'll revisit this.